This is the SES Defender of Freedom uploading data log for days 82 and 83 of the Galactic War. Data archive. Due to a circumstance we could have never foreseen, there's been a shift in focus from smashing appliances to squishing bugs over the past few days. Our focus from the automatons has been redirected to a determined front in a new emergency major order. Phase 1 of Operation Legitimate Undertaking failed on the morning of day 82. On the previous day, following the liberation of Penta, many Helldivers had returned to the determined front and did not continue the offense in Menkent. Others preferred to attempt to reach Chuhe via Court Bay, where the fighting conditions were more favorable. Unfortunately, it was too little too late to fully liberate both Court Bay and Chuhe in time to save the anti-tank mines and citizens. It is expected that the loss of the critical explosives and researchers on Chuhe will result in significant delays to the production of anti-tank mines. Indications of life remaining on Chuhe has disappeared, and we expect that all citizens on the planet were viciously murdered by the heartless kitchen microwaves. High Command has indicated that this is of course no fault of the Helldivers, who we agree definitely directed all resources and efforts to save those citizens, and nothing else. Just hours later, in an emergency broadcast by High Command, orders were given to halt all ongoing battles on both fronts, as shockingly, Terminid outbreaks have erupted on the barrier planets. On Meridia, Terminid reproduction rates have seemingly exploded overnight by 2,000%. It seems as though somehow the termicide has caused a mutation in the bugs. The lush and beautiful Meridia has now become a super colony for the bugs, and at this time is no longer accessible due to the Terminid overpopulation. It is estimated that it is only a matter of time before the other barrier planets end up like Meridia. In order to prevent further spread of these mutations caused by the termicide, High Command has issued an urgent new major order to deactivate the Terminid control systems on the remaining barrier planets. To make matters worse, a Terminid outbreak of a size we have not seen in weeks occurred on Crimsica within minutes afterwards. With all hands on deck needed to stop further super colonies taking over our planets, Helldivers were not able to come to the defense of Crimsica. At the start of this major order, all 3 planets began at 50% completion. However, the situation was worse than we thought, and the Terminids had already established massive nests around the Terminid control systems. As a result, progress on all 3 planets was decreasing rapidly by the hour. On day 82, the majority of forces were split between Fenrir 3 and Turing. Despite the majority of Helldivers assisting with the major order, progress on all 3 planets was only decreasing throughout the majority of the day. The Terminid swarms on these planets were already growing out of control, and countless Helldivers have lost their lives in their efforts to shut down the TCS. But these sacrifices would not be in vain. In the final hours of the day, Helldivers decided to focus more on Fenrir 3 in attempts to turn around the seemingly hopeless situation on a single planet at a time. And miraculously, this seemed to work. In the early morning of day 83, as more of the TCS was being deactivated, it seemed resistance was decreasing on Fenrir 3. The Helldivers pushed this advantage, and slowly but surely, the progress of this deactivation of the TCS was rising. In the final hours of the day, this resulted in resistance being reduced even further. The unshakable resolve of the Helldivers is breaking through the resistance on Fenrir 3. By the end of day 53, the road to victory on Fenrir 3 is within sight, and we expect to have the Terminid control system shut down on day 84. With the focus solely on the shutdown of the TCS, the defense in Crimsica failed in the morning of day 83, and a new defense in Istanu is also expected to fail. This concludes this data log for day 82 and 83 data archive. Despite suffering losses on other planets, we must remain focused on the task at hand. The TCS deactivation is working, and focusing our efforts will be critical to its success.